This is the infamous Calcup Hill. Guys, that's our major challenge for the day. Let's see if we can get all the vehicles to the top.
I've changed hats, I got my cowboy hat on because we're going to ride this beast to the top. Let's go!
It's going to be my first time attempting this. It's very long.
Look who got stuck.
It's the 500th episode of Full Drive Pro Tips. Tune in to celebrate this achievement and another fun-filled adventure off-road.
Yeah!
Welcome back to WA and our third and final episode covering the tall timbers, sand dunes and beaches of Pemberton. We're picking up the adventure on the Warren River, just as we're about to try the crossing. Let's check it out.
And we got to the next river crossing.
And we decided we'd all get out and have a look and see what it was all about. We came up with a plan on getting the smaller vehicles through and tried to talk about wheel placement. They are fitted with bash plates, but we still need to look after them.
It's not even that deep. It looks can be deceiving though. We'll take the deeper line, I think. Don't drive 4 hours not to have a small challenge every now and then.
We sent the Unimog through the river crossing first.
A few of the smaller cars are gonna find that.
Yeah, I
bit nasty.
There was quite a few hidden obstacles going through the river as well.
No real issues for it there with the massive amount of wheel clearance.
But I was interested to see the rest of the smaller vehicles get through.
After seeing the Unimog go through like it was nothing, it was my turn.
What's the plan, Ron?
Let's try to enter and exit smoothly. Let's not get hung up on anything, let's hope.
Zigzag your way across through those rocks, you'll be fine. Get your tyres on the rocks so they're not underneath the vehicle, getting you hung up. Good job. Nicely done. Bit trickier than you expected?
Oh, always. You really can't see what's beneath you.
Good job.
Alright, next one's good to go.
Thank you, coming through. Basically decided that no matter which way you go, you're not going to get away without banging and clanging, so I just went the safest route. Nice, gentle and slow, over the rocks, through the water. It wasn't really deep the way we went, but it was still banging and clanging, you know, the car's still bouncing around and bouncing off rocks. You can't get away with that. Oh, I'll test the bash plates out, that's for sure. Up and over, away we go.
Right, Jesse.
All right, coming down now.
Jesse tried to see what the tank could do and decided to opt for a different way through the river.
It's a very stable car, this tank, but as he come around, the car started leaning to one side and it wasn't going to roll. There was no case of it rolling, but looking at it from our point of view, it looked like it was really, really on its side.
I don't think he realised how deep it was. It was very deceiving until he dropped a headlight in.
Well, that was a lot deeper than expected.
Those waters being so pristine and clear, maybe I didn't realise the magnification effect the water was giving me. I won't lie, it was a bit nerve-wracking when I'm sitting in the drink and the car's on its side and I'm looking at the water up to the door handle. I'm thinking to myself, I really hope this cabin is well sealed, otherwise I'm going to have wet feet very soon.
And then his headlights started disappearing and we were like, oh no.
Jesse was getting a bit cautious to Simon's instructions, seeing how far his right headlight was dipping into the water.
Yeah, my air intake's right there and I got no snorkel.
And we decided it was easier to, rather than try and go through with the deepness, he's reversed back, given it another go.
We've backed out, started turning left as much as we could. We've climbed up the rocks in the middle of the river.
He made the right decision. He pulled out and aborted mission and, picked something a bit more sensible before we had to pull a drowned car out.
He still made it more entertaining and more challenging for himself and for us to watch.
That tank did super well, super impressed with the car over the whole weekend. It seems like it's unstoppable.
A lot deeper than expected there. Holy moly.
The Tank 300 had been a standout performer, and I was keen to know a little more about Jesse's philosophy on suspension.
Jesse, what sort of suspension settings or setup would be optimal for these conditions? And when somebody goes in to get a suspension kit, what sort of things should they be telling the store, the fitter, about what their needs are?
To be fair, this is something we try to talk to all of our customers about, and the big thing is weight. What accessories are on the vehicle, followed by usage. At JM 4x4 Suspension, we really do enjoy helping people with tailored solutions, especially when it comes to suspension. The more obscure the vehicle and your requirements, the more interested we get. So come in and have a chat. We're more than happy to help.
Then it came to my turn.
Let's see how we go with this.
I've put the car in a low range, worked my way through. I'm lucky to have some nice big tyres and a decent lift.
Lovely, lovely. Deeper than it looks.
A little bit of scraping and banging, but that's why you have underbody protection. I've got a full set of bash plates on the car to protect it, so they're doing their job.
It was probably a bit worse than we even anticipated. There was definitely a few crunching noises coming off some of the cars as we went through, and maybe that's why it's called Heartbreak Trail.
Very nice. Oh, it's doing it again.
After doing the river crossing, it was brought to our attention that Vic's Hilux was actually having a couple little dramas.
In error code coming up on the dash saying that the two-wheel drive, four-wheel drive selection mode had malfunctioned, which obviously being a quite new car and that I hadn't encountered this before.
Now, due to these vehicles having electronic shift actuator, once that fault comes on, it locks the vehicle into whatever was the last preset. And sadly for him, that was low range.
So we decided to try a few tricks in the book to try and release it.
We're going to try disconnect everything, see if we can get it to reset.
It'd be great to have an auto fix code reader here, but we haven't. So one of the quickest and simplest tricks to do is disconnect the battery. It drains the ECU power. The ECU will hopefully reset back to factory settings. And it's a little bit of a fingers crossed moment.
Yeah.
Just give that a polish.
Did you click the reset button on your aircon? That'll fix it.
Did you turn it off and turn it back on again?
Oh, well, that's effectively what we're doing now, isn't it?
We reversed it in a straight line.
We pulled the plug off the transfer case and give it a good air out, got the compressor out of the car and just blew it out to try and dry it, thinking it might have been wet.
Still there?
Yeah, the code's still there.
Unfortunately, nothing was working. It was stuck in four-wheel drive low.
Being in low range all day is not ideal. It's going to make the day slow, but I need to be in low range to do Calcup, so there's that. At least I'm in the right gear for the thing we're not at yet.
Just before we went to tackle Calcup, we decided it was time for lunch. I had earlier put the travel buddy on, got some chicken nuggies and chicken rings in there. Got to have them when you're away.
Topo DC, they're coming out with the goods. They've got the air fryer.
Yes, it's a 240 volt air fryer running off his battery system. It's impressive. And then we also had Simon making ham and cheese sandwiches.
Ham and cheese sandwich, let's go.
Bit of an A-class lunch, especially out in the bush.
Not as good as Michael Allard's lunch. But it ain't bad. It's always good to get out with the guys and have decent feed while we're on the track.
Sean and Sarah, it sounds like you guys have been doing a few more recoveries down in this area of late. And a lot of times it's not just a case of getting out there in a four-wheel drive and recovering them because they're stuck. It can be a case of their vehicle's actually broken down and can't continue. And in that case, really, you need a different sort of vehicle.
It's not always possible to recover in a vehicle with just another full drive, so that's where we certainly come in play and got the equipment and the vehicles to make life a lot easier for everyone involved.
So what do you do with a vehicle that's dead or has a mechanical issue where it can't actually drive itself? What's the process of getting it out?
Depending on the area, we do have a off-road tilt tray. No different to what you see on the road. The only difference is obviously it's a big four-wheel drive truck.
What are some of the ways that people go about actually contacting you?
don't follow us on Facebook and haven't already saved our number, send us an email or contact us on WhatsApp.
Entering the beach, weather conditions were perfect, just picturesque. Although I did notice, because the rain had stopped, the sand was finally starting to get a bit softer.
Jesse, what are some of the key aspects safety-wise of four-wheel driving out on the beach?
Big one with the beach is definitely going to be your tides, so knowing where your high and low tide points are, what time the tide come into effect as well. And a really overlooked one is simply tyre pressure. Beaches can be treacherous and the conditions do change rather quickly, especially when you're keeping to a reasonable clip of speed will definitely make the journey a bit safer and nicer.
Stephen, outside of the basics of tyres, bull bar and suspension, what are some of the important things you can carry or add to your four-wheel drive when you are coming down to do a beach run?
Heading out off-road, whether it's 1 day, 2 days or long term, you've got to be prepared. Oz four-wheel drive equipment, we get the access to multiple different brands so we can give whatever the customer needs. I emphasise on self-recovery, snap straps, soft shackles, a pair of gloves for safety reasons. And then from there you look at a good set of tyre deflators, a good tyre gauge to check your tyres, and then a compressor of some sort to pump your tyres back up after you've had your fun on the beach for the day.
Plan was now to head down and tackle Calcup. Got back to the Warren River to cross it again. This time it actually had broke through, so you could see it flowing right into the ocean.
From a day's change, it was totally different. In the middle, it was quite fast flowing, but it wasn't too deep. Unimog again went across first, made it look pretty easy.
Current was moving pretty fast. It's created not just the flowing water, you now got a dip there where it's flowing through. Something you obviously got to be wary of, added another element from the day before.
Day one was easy, day two, the fun had finally started.
So I'm not gonna lie, this crossing, I'm feeling pretty nervous.
You'll be good.
Hadn't done this before, but knowing the crew and their abilities and experience, I definitely felt a lot more calmer.
This is scary. It looks like it's flowing pretty fast.
A nice and gentle drop the front end, then accelerate through.
Made the crossing look great.
After doing the crossing, he's gone to climb the bank and he's just done it a little bit slow.
Unfortunately, got a little bit hung up on the exit.
Oh, someone's stuck. Look who got stuck.
Credit to Ron, he realised that he wasn't going to make it. He backed it out, didn't destroy the track for anyone else. Second go, a bit more momentum, he just flew up it. Really good drive by him.
That's exactly what
While Ron was up and over, Vic just took off.
It was twice as wide and it was definitely a lot deeper and faster flowing.
But he made it look pretty easy and got across.
Wow, did that all of a sudden just get worse?
It just got a whole lot worse.
That opening had become quite large, so we thought they may have a few problems.
It changed so quickly. It just kept getting wider and wider.
Jesse came and hit the hole, came out the other side all right.
Too easy.
Steve was last. I think he was a little bit nervous.
Oh, damn. And my plan was not to get stuck again.
Right as he's gone to go up the bank, he's beached himself out like a whale.
Stuck once is a whoops, stuck twice is I'm in trouble and I'm going to have to shave my head for punishment. Drop off, my nose slightly disappeared into the water where it had broken through. It was completely different from the day before. I'm going to have to shave my head for punishment. It was so much easier than the day before. Straight through and then we're good to go. Time was of the essence, so straight for Calcup Hill, we're headed.
You probably want to run bigger tyres on your four-wheel drive, but what are the pros and cons?
Everybody wants to go bigger, but what are the pros and cons of going to a larger tyre? So the pros to going to a larger tyre is it's going to give you more height, more traction, a bit more footprint to help you get through that tougher terrain. You'll be able to go through bigger obstacles, harder obstacles, and your truck is going to look tough. But the cons are, your tyre is going to be a lot heavier. This adds additional pressure to bushes, bearings, all sorts of suspension components. Which means more strain on your diffs, more fuel and less power. These are going to cost you a lot more money, and if you go too big, they may just be illegal. Those are the pros and cons of going to a bigger tyre, but if you're unsure, please feel free to give us a call.
How's that for a crossing, Victor? A little bit different to yesterday.
Just goes to show, like we've been saying a couple of times, how quick the conditions can change. You know, it was very different than yesterday.
How was that crossing, Jesse?
Wasn't too bad at all. From when the first car went through and when the last car went through, it definitely opened up far more and got a lot deeper, that's for sure.
So I saw Ronnie get stuck a little bit and thought, oh, if he's going to get stuck, I might be in trouble, but well done to Ronnie for self-recovery.
The hill off the beach can be quite soft, so make sure you do hit it with a little bit of momentum.
Turning left off the beach after crossing the Warren, you've got your first little climb, which is a really good exit track off the beach. It's a nice big sweeping bend.
Let's go.
Keep into it, keep into it. That's better.
Once you hit the top of this dune, it gives you your first peak at Calcup Hill. And I think for a lot of people that hadn't seen it before, they started realising the magnitude of this climb. It's phenomenal.
Go, Jesse, give us some berries.
When we climbed that hill, we then had the most amazing view of Calcup Hill. My God, no matter how many times you've been down here, it's just absolutely amazing.
Got off the beach, make sure there's no other cars coming. It is a double exit, so choose your side wisely. And then everyone got a good view of what they were going to challenge next, and that was Calcup.
Sean and Sarah, that's a big hill ahead of us.
It sure is. Looking forward to seeing what the mob can do getting up here.
How's that looking, Ron?
Look, this is going to be my first time attempting this. It's very long.
Victor, is this the 4 o'clock track?
Yeah, I think so. It's definitely a good way to wrap up the day in that as well, with like one last big challenge, so it should be good.
We got to the bottom and it was Sean's turn to transverse the hill. Calcup Hill is one of those hills very famous here in Western Australia for being a car eater and being very steep and difficult to be able to get up.
Come on, big girl.
The Unimog, no matter where it goes and what it does, it just eats everything up. And with Sean behind the wheel, it's even better. He got the Unimog up Calcup with an absolute breeze, and it was a real achievement to get to the top.
If you miss a gear here, you're rooted out.
Yeah, this one I didn't mean last time. Right here.
Well done, babe. Good drive.
Thanks, bud.
Okay, buckle up, everyone.
Here we go.
Let's go. No holding back. Gotta build that momentum. Don't limit up. Do not cut in. Let's keep it going. So Calcup really consists of two sections. First section that seemed just a really long beach section uphill.
Come on. Good work, you got it all the way.
The second section, which was a lot steeper, and that's where the sand was getting a lot softer.
Beautiful, come on, so close. Come on.
Ron absolutely smashed it up the hill. He did such a great job until he got to just about the very top, where he decided, I'm safe now, and lifted off, and did get slightly stuck.
We're stuck at the very top.
But again, was able to get out.
Hard right, hard right. Turn it around, flip it around. That'll do, stop there. Nice. Ron, awesome, good job. Woo.
Look, the big tank, this thing's set up for soft ground, 5 PSI on the front, 4 on the rear, cruised up in third gear, low range, about mid RPM, and yeah, ton of fun. Even with these ideal conditions with the sand being a bit more compacted, it's still a great challenge and really, really good climb for everyone. So anyone looking for a challenge in the southwest, definitely give Calcup a go.
So chopped out, Jesus Christ.
Awesome drive, I love to have you indicators for a while there, Jeffy.
Yeah, things got a bit rowdy.
Well, make sure not to open the gear straight away because she'll be a bit shaken up.
It's a fun drive. You've got to just keep both hands on the wheel, head into it, keep that momentum up.
All right, for the next part.
You hold that constant motion and look, really impressed with how the car handled it. It was a little bit bumpy, but it was a pretty comfortable ride, all things considered.
Yoo! Wasn't that bad.
Righto, I've changed hats. I got my cowboy hat on because we're going to ride this beast to the top. Let's go! Then it was my turn. What I've been waiting for all weekend, what I've been building up to is Calcup Hill.
You! Righto, baby!
Low 4, third gear, and off we went.
Oh, yeah!
It was rudder, so it was real bouncy all the way up, but don't stop, keep going.
Oh, yeah, coming through. You!
I mean, he must have been 10, 15 metres, if that, from the top. He started to bog down a little bit. I believe there was some talk of him shaving his head or wearing a dress or both or something if he got bogged again. I don't know if I was excited or scared at the prospect of seeing that, so I'm not entirely sure whether I was cheering for him to get through or him to get bogged.
Go, Steve, go! Keep going! That's the way. That's what we want. Woo!
No recovery required thus far, so my hair stays for now.
Getting out that vehicle on that top of the hill, you feel like you're the king of the mountain.
The view from Calcup is phenomenal. You could sit there for hours and just watch the world go by.
I've had a fantastic weekend, a great bunch of people, all the sponsors, all the camera crew, everyone got together, we got on well, we helped each other out, it was amazing. Will I be back? Absolutely.
Guys, if you've enjoyed our coverage of the Perth sand dunes, then check out our last episode where it was truck versus truck. You're gonna love that.
Riding cavalry.